I love languages, and I've chosen 8 of them to learn, besides English. Bom dia, família. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Today I'm going to tell you guys about the history of my languages. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ricky Seaman and I am an aspiring hyper polyglot, traveling the world, living in 8 different countries, trying to learn 8 different languages, all capturing it in one daily vlog. Welcome. I've chosen 8 languages. Whoa! I love languages, and I've chosen 8 of them to learn, besides English. I didn't just randomly choose these languages, I grew up with them. Or at least there's some kind of history there with each one of the languages that I've chosen. Let's start with Portuguese. Oi, tudo bem? Meu nome é Ricky, e eu falo português. I started formally studying Portuguese in 2012, after my first visit to Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro in 2011. I always had one-on-one conversation partners or private tutors, never took classes. That's why I'm here in Brazil. Arabic. أهلا وسهلا بكم. أنا اسمي ريكي وأنا بحكي عربي كمان. Started learning basic Arabic, I guess, when I was about 16 with my best friend from Syria. Granted, they were all the bad words and dumb phrases like your mom's fat or screw you know, nothing substantive. I was 16, alright, give me a break. I started formally studying Arabic in college. I studied it for about 2 years. That was basically reading and writing فصحى. أنا أريد أن أذهب إلى الشرق الأوسط. Didn't learn any dialect in college. Fast forward to 2012, I did my master's degree in international affairs, and with that program you have to have a language certification. So I did Arabic, and so I went to Lebanon. I studied Arabic in Lebanon at the university there. I studied formal and I studied dialect, and I picked up dialect for the first time. And for that reason, I'm going back to Lebanon. Italian. Ciao, mi chiamo Ricky. Io sto imparando l'italiano. I started learning Italian in New York City in 2015. My former roommate was from Lugano, Switzerland, and she actually helped me and acted as my Italian tutor. So therefore, I chose Northern Italy for the accent. Milan. Never formally studied Italian either. Just conversation sessions. I'd heard that accents in Italy can be drastically different. I listened to the accent from Rome and it seemed very animated with a lot of slang. And then I listened to the Milano accent and I've chosen Milan. French. Really? Bonjour tout le monde, je m'appelle Ricky et je parle français. I started learning French with my tutors and Parisian conversation partners. It was Parisian French that I started learning. Now I've been getting a lot of questions and actual criticism for choosing Ivory Coast to learn French. Hold on, I gotta put my shirt on. There's a reason why I chose Ivory Coast. And that reason is because I didn't want to learn French in France. Don't get me wrong, I love Paris. There's just so many other French-speaking countries with rich cultures I wanted to explore, you know? So with that, I did my research for French-speaking countries and the best places to learn French outside of France. I love West Africa, so why not explore French-speaking countries in West Africa? I then did some research on the best places to learn French in West Africa, and Cote d'Ivoire was number 1. I have friends who are Ivorian, I played soccer with Ivorians. I'm familiar with Ivorian French, and I'm super excited to speak it. And then there's Spanish. Hola, ¿cómo estamos? Sí, es verdad, yo hablo español también. It's hard to say when I started studying Spanish. Was it in high school when I was like 15? Not really. Was it in college when I took courses? Sorry, professors, but I didn't really learn anything. Growing up in Florida, Spanish is everywhere. I didn't really start learning Spanish until college with my friends who were from Guatemala or from Mexico. Once I started speaking basic Spanish with my friends in college, that's when I decided that I really wanted to go start studying Spanish. So I bought a one-way ticket to Argentina. Woo! So then I lived in Buenos Aires for 6 months teaching English, traveling around, and that's how I learned Spanish. So for this project, instead of going back to Argentina, I'm actually changing and going to Colombia. The reason for that is because I have Colombian family, I have a whole history with Colombia, and certain things happened recently that make going back to Argentina kind of difficult for me. So I'm going to Colombia instead. Korean. 안녕하세요. 한국말을 쓸 수 있습니다. 조금요. I started getting interested in the Korean language when I was in grad school. In grad school, I studied a lot of the history and the ongoing conflict on the Korean peninsula, so I naturally got interested in the Korean language. From there, I discovered Korean hip-hop, and the rest is history. I formerly studied Korean in New York City. I took classes there. I didn't really learn much. I did learn how to read and write, and I love Korean culture, I love Korean music, Korean food. I love everything Korean. I'm super excited to live in Seoul, in South Korea. Russian. Добрый день, здравствуйте. Вы говорите по-русски? Я не понимаю по-русски. I first started learning Russian in undergrad, just a little bit, very basic. Then I went to Transnistria. That was the first time in my life I'd ever been to a Russian-speaking country. I loved speaking the basic Russian that I did when I was in Transnistria. Russian is such a fun language. So I haven't formally studied Russian. When I'm in Russia, I will be studying at a university. I'll have to do that just to be able to get the visa to go there. I've chosen Moscow for studying Russian. I had heard that there are a lot of tourists in St. Petersburg, and that Moscow was actually a better city to study it in. If you guys have any ideas or suggestions on that, post in the comments below. Spasiba. Farsi. Salam. I've never formally studied Farsi. I have taught myself the basic reading and writing. Because I can read and write in Arabic, it was pretty easy to learn to read and write in Farsi. Dialect though, and actual speaking though, never study it, just very basic conversation sessions. Growing up around Persian friends, I was around Farsi a lot. Love the language, love the music. Did I say I love the food? My plan is to be the first American daily vlogger inside the Islamic Republic of Iran. There's a whole bunch of loopholes that I'm gonna have to jump through. I do plan to study at a university in Iran, and ideally I will be living in Tehran, studying Farsi in Tehran. Hey Junam! I love Persian music and Persian culture. I love everything Persian. Alright, I hope you guys like this video of the history of the languages that I have studied. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you. Boa noite.